Hi guys, welcome to Friday Review. Today I thought we'd have a look on the whiteboard actually. Something that's come up quite a lot in coaching this week, situational leadership model. Brilliant book, Leadership and the 1 Minute Manager, Ken Blanchard. Go out and get it if you haven't seen it already, haven't read it. Really relevant and comes up for most people when we start thinking about getting better results in the business and more from our teams. So let's just have a look at it. It's a two by two matrix. On one level we've got level of direction, which can be high or low. On the other axis we've got level of support, which can be low or high. So we've got 4 boxes. Obviously where we want to get to with a team to be really effective is into this last box, delegating. Now the point is about that, what do most business owners do? Not delegate, but abdicate. What does that mean? It means that they're giving people tasks to do that they don't get the result that they want to because they don't have the systems in place. Remember, the systems run the business, the people run the systems. So when they're abdicating and not getting the consistency of results that they want to get, then they step back into Superman mode. Strap on the cape, put on the pants on the outside of their trousers and go flying back into this box here, directive. And directive is all about telling people what to do. Now the only problem with telling people what to do is it creates short-term motivation and short-term results. But what that means is that people will keep coming back to you for more instructions. They'll put ownership back on you, so you'll be the one who's absolutely responsible for completing the tasks that they should do for you. So we need to think about how do we get out of this directive box as fast as possible. Well, the first method obviously is to put your cape back in the cupboard and take your pants off and put them on under your trousers, which is where they should be. But let's take this back to what the real method of getting out of this box is, and it's about systems. I've mentioned them once. So this box here, directive, is about show and tell. We've got to put the systems in place in the business. And then we look to the system first and then train the system. So directive is about training the system to the person so that they are now capable of fulfilling that system for you. Show and tell, education. As soon as we've educated the person in the system, we can move into coaching. And what is coaching about? Well, whereas directive was about creating dependence, then becoming dependent on you, coaching is about starting to create independence. Now what that will lead to is variable commitment and variable results, because sometimes they're going to be able to go off and do it, sometimes they won't, and that's okay, because what this box is really about is confirmation of understanding. It's about starting to understand where the gaps are in their knowledge by getting them to talk you through the process so that you can understand what holes you need to plug to be able to get them to do the process more consistently. So once we plug those holes, we can move into supporting. And supporting is very much about managing exceptions rather than the routine. You know, systemize the routine, humanize the exception. So systems are there to cover 80% of bases. Why is it that when we start thinking about systems, 80% of the time the routine is in place, but most people think about exceptions and not routine? We're looking to cover exceptions with supporting. It's about, most of the time guys, you can go and fulfill that system for me to the required standard, and 20% of the time you may need my help. That's supporting. Now, so there might be some gaps we still have to plug. We might still have to tweak the system to make it better. That's okay. But in the most part now, you've got somebody with more commitment and more knowledge able to perform that task more readily than you had when they were back in the directing box and they were totally reliant on you for how to do it. Finally, we move round to delegating. Delegating is where these guys can take the task and run with it, and you just have to give it to them and let them know what your expectations are. They then own the key performance indicators around that task, and they can improve it themselves. Isn't that what we all want in our business? For the employees, the team members, to actually take the task and start to, first of all, take ownership of it, and secondly, to start thinking about how they can innovate it to create a better result. So if you're not in this box, if you're not able to delegate and rely on your team members to produce the result that you want, then I urge you to start going backwards around this bell curve, and first of all look to the training, then to the system. If the system's not in place, then it's time to get some systems in place, guys, because that's the only way you'll set yourself free from your business. If If you got some value from this short video, Friday review, something that's come up a lot in coaching sessions, not only this week, but in previous weeks, please send it to somebody that you believe could also get value from it. Like it, comment on it, share it, please do. The more value you can add in the comments section, the more it helps people learn. So have a great weekend, guys. Thanks very much indeed.
How far are you going to take your business? The content you're learning in this video is only the tip of the iceberg. If you're ready to take your business to the next level and start implementing the right strategies that are right for you, then now is the time to book your complimentary coaching session. In the session, we explore what strategies will get you to where you want to be in the most effective way possible. Book your coaching session today. Call 01527 757 910 or visit goodtogreat.actioncoach.co.uk.